Good morning. I love that song, Tim. I was like, oh, yeah, I love that. Um, wow. What amazing time the kids are having at Winterfest, hearing great reports. Can't wait to hear everything that God has been doing. I kept looking last night. Jerry was like, why are you on your phone? You need to get off your phone. You got to get to sleep. And I was like, I'm just looking for pictures. I just want to see what's going on. And I sent a text and didn't get a response. And sent a message to my daughter, didn't get a response. And I was like, they were still in church at that time. And then they were sitting around talking about the service. And I was like, all right, that's good. That's a good sign. And so I can't wait to hear the reports. Jamie just said, just amazing. Every night was amazing. Every service was amazing. And I missed that. We had 2 years of no Winterfest. And that is tough. That is really, really tough. And I'm so glad that the kids were able to go, finally. In your bulletin, lots of information. I'm not going to spend the time going through everything. Just please read. I do know that the ladies' conference, we have 2 weeks to get the early bird registration in. And the reason that it's so early, the registration, is because you guys know supply is really difficult. And so to be able to get the T-shirt orders, I sit on the board with that. And the T-shirt manufacturer, he said, I need at least a month to make sure that I get all of the sizes and all the things that we will need for the conference. And so that's why the registration is so early. And our registrations are coming in for our church. I'm excited about going. I'm hoping that we have a van to be able to ride everybody. Jerry says we will, which is really good. That means we all could be able to ride together and do that in April 1st. So I'm very excited about the women's conference. I'm excited about my friend Amy McGlamory coming and speaking the word into our ladies. She's phenomenal. I like her better than her husband that's a pastor. She just speaks better. I just like her. So I'm excited about that coming up. If you have questions about the conference, please, please, please come and talk to me about it. If finances is a problem, and just talk to me about it, and we'll see what we can do. Miss Sharon asked that I announce Paisley's birthday is coming up. Miss Paisley is going to be turning 6, and her birthday party will be this Saturday at 2 o'clock at the Tower Hill Free Methodist Church. And I've got the information for RSVP if you would like to go to Miss Paisley's birthday party on this Saturday. It is Super Bowl of Caring Sunday, and I love Super Bowl of Caring. And you're like, well, why do we call it the Super Bowl of Caring with a soup like you eat? And I think about how when people are sick, when people are in need, there's nothing like a good bowl of soup. There's nothing spectacular about soup, but it's something that warms the soul and it warms the heart. And so back on the table, our football table, I've got some information about Casa Shalom. That is our mission that we are giving our Super Bowl of Caring money to this year. And I found a picture online of Guatemala. I have never been to Guatemala. So I just know by what I see on Google Earth and all of the images as a teacher when I teach geography. But I do know that Guatemala is one of those countries that's been affected by lots of disasters. They have been affected by COVID and by everything else that we have here in this country too. But Casa Shalom, they have a huge number of orphans that are there in Guatemala, and many of them work off the streets. Their parents have them working from a very, very young age to be able to produce income for their families, and if they can't work, then they don't get to stay in their families. And I can't imagine telling my 5- and 6-year-old you need to go and make some money so that our family can survive. I can't imagine that. But because of that, there are many orphanages in Guatemala. And one of them that is near and dear to my heart is Casa Shalom. Josh and Jessica Hansen are missionaries to Guatemala, and they have been there since she was an early teenager. And they work at a mission there The mission, next slide, Tim. The mission there, you can see a picture of it in the background. If you go to their website and to their page, most of their pictures, they show you inside the buildings and things like that, but they're all of the kids and all of the things that are going on. There's videos of everything that's happening, but this is a picture of some of the workers there. They currently have 90 orphans that they are able to service there at Casa Shalom. And that's a picture of Josh and Jessica with one of the little orphans that was learning to walk there. And they have been there in Guatemala, like I said, since she was 18 years old, she and her husband. On the next slide, it's really small information, but the information is back on the table. But the big things that Casa Shalom are as important are the things that, first of all, what are their needs? They need food, they need clothing, they need shelter. And when these kids come to the orphanage, they come, many of them malnourished. Many of them are below the weight that they're supposed to be, so they have special nutritionists and doctors that work there to help them become healthy, to get the care that they need. A lot of them come with special needs. The ones that are dropped off a lot of times at Casa Shalom are ones that have some type of disability. They have something that the parents are like, there's no way that we can take care of that need. And so they give them children up. That breaks my heart to think about that. But anyway, Casa Shalom. So besides dealing with those types of needs for the children, they also make sure that they receive an education. They receive an education all the way through high school, and if the children so choose, they can also go on to university. And because they are part of the Church of God, they can go to our university, Lee University, for free. And that is amazing. And they can get the education that they want so that they can further their career. And they can decide, do they want to stay in Guatemala or do they want to come here to the United States? The other thing about Casa Shalom, besides providing education that way, they also deal with giving them trades. So, because not every kid wants to go to college. And we all know that you don't have to go to college to be very successful in your career. So some of the other things that they do there at Casa Shalom is they teach them trades. They teach them how to grow their own food and how to do it effectively. They teach them how to do carpentry and how to do just all electrical work and all kinds of things that they would need to be able to survive on their own. They help them get jobs if that's what they like to do, and they take care of those needs. One thing that you can do with Casa Shalom, besides we send offerings, we send lots of offerings down to Casa Shalom from the state of Illinois and from the Church of God. But one thing that you can do personally is if this is something that is near and dear to your heart, these are actual children that are on the website. I chose 3 pictures from different age groups. They have kids all the way up to 18 that need sponsorship. And $30 a month by mail. There's lots of information back on the table that I pulled from the website that you can do to be able to sponsor. Josh and Jessica would love to be here to be able to talk about this. But I didn't schedule them because this is the first time we've talked about Casa Shalom here at our church. And there's just so much more that is going on there. They're supplying their spiritual needs. I watched a video a couple of weeks ago that Jessica had sent out. The kids had made costumes, and they were talking about creation, and they were doing a creation play on the stage for everybody. And the whole village came out to watch them and to watch these kids, and they were talking about Jesus. There was a baptism service afterwards, and people were saved. Not just the children, but people in the community. So they're doing ministry work there at Casa Shalom. The website information is also on the page back there on the table. But our Super Bowl of Caring offering today will go to Casa Shalom. And you're like, but we just did a mission, Amber. I think we should always be mission-minded. We should always be doing the things that the Father asks us to do. He asks us to minister to our widows and orphans. He asks us to go out beyond these walls and to share the love of Christ. And one thing that we can do, because we're rich Americans, whether we like it or not, you're thinking, well, I'm not very rich. I have food, I have clothing, I have shelter. We can go and we can reach out to those that don't have those types of needs and those types of things. So pray about it, think about it. Over this month of February, today's offering will go, and then we will continue to take any money that people would like to send to Casa Shalom. We will send it at the end of February to help bless that mission that's going on. They're blessed. Their needs are being met, but you never know why God deals with us and why God asks us to take on this mission. There may be a need that is coming, that they may need this money that's coming their way. So that's the best thing that we can do, is to send that. Sending items to Casa Shalom is kind of tricky because they do not have a working post office in Guatemala. That's something I learned. I didn't know that was going on right now. But their post office is not working. It's corrupt. And so getting things like that, Josh and Jessica take those back to Guatemala when they come to the United States. So money always works better because then it can be sent electronically to them and their needs. That's it on Casa Shalom for now. But I do want you to think about it. I pulled a picture off of the website to put back there on the table, and Tiffany said this morning, oh, that looks like a kid I know. And it does. When I turned around, I was like, oh, yep, it does kind of look like him back there on that table. But it's another one of the kids that's up for sponsorship. And $30 a month, that could be the kid that you sponsor and that you change their life. And those kids will contact you. They will send letters to you. They will talk to you about things. All right, Jeff is not here this morning, so you've got me here. I sent this scripture out earlier this week, and it's one that it's just kind of dug into my heart. I'm sure you guys have scriptures that do that to you through the week, where God speaks to you in a certain way. And I think about how we all have plans in life. We all have things, this is how my life is going to go. This is what's going to happen. And unfortunately, it doesn't always turn out that way. But in the end, it always turns out the right way. You look back and you go, oh, I see why you did that, God. I see why this needed to happen this way. And in Proverbs 16:9, it says, in their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. He sets the path for our lives. And all we have to do is trust in him. Trust that he has everything under control and that he has everything perfect for us. We just have to trust him. And that's hard to do. I don't know about you, but I have a hard time with that trust, with people and with things. But with God, it's easy. He says, take my yoke upon you because my burden is light. And that amazes me, that I can give it to God and then I don't have to think about it anymore. He's going to establish my steps. He's going to go before me. If you'll stand with me this morning, I am ready to worship the Lord. I am excited about being in God's house this morning, and I'm excited to see you guys here this morning too. If you'll pray.